Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. This week there is not a lot of news. Well, like last week, not any updates on tanks. They do have the long haul op coming back. War chests are going to be available. Probably not the best thing to spend your money on, unless you're looking for silver. You can get quite a bit of silver in there. The weekly deals are going to be the T34 85M and the Carnarvon Action X. Carnarvon Action X is a good tank, so if you look for a good tank, 50% off, pick that up. The Britannian Panther, French Panther tank, is also going to be on sale this week. It's not on sale already. But hopefully I'll make a video this week. I'm going to try my hardest to get it out this week about that, comparing it to other Panthers. Alright, so we are on Redshire. This is one of my favorite medium maps. When you're scouting or in a fast medium, these are 3 locations from the south. I generally don't go to F1. Most of the time I like these little bushes right here. It gives you a lot of flexibility. You can spot and shoot a lot of different areas. The arrows represent all the different angles that you can shoot from here. You have to be aware of the map like usual. Pay attention to what's going on the map. If I'm a heavy tank, I'm generally going to try to win the 9-0 line. Just once you do that, try to get across the middle and spot for your team. Don't get stuck in B8. Don't get stuck in G0. You are not... Okay, you can still win, but you're going to have an uphill battle. It's going to be hard. And you can see, if you look at the 2 X's that were on the map there, they probably represent, what, like 10% of the map. So essentially, if your team gets stuck on the 9-0 line between those 2 X's, you've given up 90% of the map. And when you give up that much map, chances are your team is going to lose. Okay, so my team is pushing the 1 line very aggressively, so we have to play pretty defensively over here, and that's not that hard, honestly. Now it depends how many tanks they send and how much, if they go all in on us, then it's going to be pretty tough, but we're just going to play this ridge, not overcommit too much, and right here I'm probably overcommitted, to be honest. So we're going to get the track back on, and then we're going to fall back. Now this gun's accuracy is already pretty garbage, so I want to fix the gun, but this reload for an autoloader is an absolute monster. If you can get close range, you can just smash targets. As you can see, the scope disappeared. Already up to 1200 damage. And now we're trying to stay a little bit high, which is risky because the guys on the left could have cross shots on us. However, we don't want to be in the low ground because we have less tanks than them, so essentially they can surround us, but I'm hoping that if they try to go down the 8 line, our team will respond. Since they're on the other side of the map, they'll be able to cover us. Now that's a big if. Okay, so essentially I think these guys, these red tanks, have seen how many tanks we invested in the other side, so they're getting pretty aggressive. We shot into the E6's cupola. A scout is coming behind me. I'm just going to have to trust my medium and my tank destroyer to take care of him. You can see there I did have a shot, but I didn't aim it very well, so I didn't want to lose my shells. I have 3 shells of Fury here. I can do a lot of damage. If I miss a shot, then I'm only going to have 2, and it's really going to force me to either reload or make the decision to just pump 2 shells out and then maybe fall back behind the hill and hope that they don't push us. So we make those 3 shells count, we get hits on all of them. And I'm not necessarily going to just run away, because I don't want them to know that I'm reloading, even though if they're counting my shells they should know. But the reason they're not pushing could be because they just see T57 heavy and nobody's sure how many shells I actually have. Now my team has done a domination on the 1 through 5 line, which is very promising. 1390's trying to flank. Try to lead him, we lead him a little bit too far. and we are able to shut him down. He tracks us in place. I have 2 shells. 2 shells is always awkward for the T57 because you do have a fast reload, so if you take advantage of it, you can get your shells back in pretty fast. And now can we just talk about the getting stuck in between the 2 red X's? We didn't get stuck in between the 2 red X's, but the red team did. So essentially, they sent all their tanks to the 9-0. They didn't really push because it's a hard push to do. You have to make sure your whole team is going to do it. And if your whole team's not going to push, then essentially you're going to lose tanks one at a time, like they're doing right now. We have tanks on the cap. It's 8-6. And we're going to make quick work of this Trinity here. Able to shut him down. Blow up that 5A. And we're up to 4 kills, 4,000 damage, 1,000 assists. And we're just working the back of this hill, which is a great spot to be on if you need to play defense. Now, if you don't have any tanks behind you, you're really in a compromised position, and maybe you should fall back to my position that I like to be in G4, G5, kind of where that tank destroyer is on my team. If they cross the field, you'll have shots, but they will be able to return fire once you're spotted, so just be careful of that. Another good spot is where artillery is, K7. Really what you want to make sure that they don't do effectively is get to like J8. If they get to J8, they cross the field, they're getting vision out, and it's going to be really tough for you to defend the base at that point. There still is like K1 and F4, which can cover the base from there, but essentially if you can catch them in the H9 field, they're pretty easy pickings. So you have this Sturv, it's full health, delicious little Sturv, and you see long range with this gun is not the greatest. So unfortunately we're unable to get our 4 shells into him. We're up to 5,300 damage, 2,500 blocked. That's a cool feature about the T57 Heavy too, is not only is it a beast up close and personal, it can just smash through damage very fast, but the armor is pretty troll, so if you give a little wiggle, like most American tanks, their armor is more effective when you wiggle. If you give people free shots, it's not that great. But yeah, T57 Heavy absolutely smashes. Good armor when used correctly, and just an overall fun tank to play unless you're shooting long range, and it can be really frustrating. It's got amazing heat shells too, so if you ever need to pound through like an E100 or a mouse, you can just put a clip of heat in and just blow the snot out of them. Alright, so we threw down an ace tanker, 5 kills. We weren't able to pick up that 6th kill, but we take top dog on the team, and that's really all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.